Today I'm going to do a little Camino training day across Manhattan. I've plotted a route that feels really good and exciting. I'm gonna start in Brooklyn and I'm gonna walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to the tip of Manhattan and then walk up Manhattan all along Broadway to Central Park. Just over 10 miles. A pretty good training day, right? I didn't really train for either of my other Caminos. Just by living in New York City, so much walking is built into my life. I regularly walk between 4 and 6 miles a day. So I'm going with 10 to start out with. This Camino, the Camino Portugues, which I'm doing with my mom, is much shorter and much easier than the Frances, which I've done twice now. So rather than 5 weeks and 800 kilometers, this one is 2 weeks and 250 kilometers. I actually don't even know. I'm a little worried that it's gonna feel too short compared to the Frances. So I think that's why I'm wanting to get a lot of Camino-like walks in right now. It's funny, I was gonna do this really early in the morning because I thought it'd be really cool to be on the Brooklyn Bridge for sunrise, but I realized that if I do this walk too early, nothing will be open and there will be nowhere to pee. Having lived in New York for about 8 years now, I know a bunch of places along the way. So something very exciting. I got new Chacos. Look at how beautiful they are. I'm so obsessed with these. If you watched my Camino documentary, you know that my one pair of Chacos walked well over 1,000 miles. They started like tearing a little bit and making me nervous. So I bought new shoes. Those new shoes gave me blisters. So I actually did continue to wear those Chacos. I think I wore my other shoes for like 3 days total. Very excited to have these absolute beauties. I love them so much. I also bought a new hip pack. My last hip pack was wonderful. The only thing was just slightly too small, especially for the credentials. I found this beauty. This brand is called Cotopaxi. It's made of completely recycled material. All of their stuff is super colorful and beautiful. It's particularly the pockets that I'm obsessed with. This back pocket against your body, you can keep your most valuable things so that there's zero chance of them ever being picked from your pocket. And here, my credentials. This is 2 liters. I think my other hip pack was 1 liter, so this is literally double the size. This is so big that I feel comfortable walking around New York with this. Normally I'll wear my fanny pack and then also have to bring a tote bag to carry water or snacks. That hip pack was so small that it couldn't fit anything extra. This fits like a giant bottle of water. I have a Celsius in it now. It has this soft little pouch on the inside where I've kept my sunglasses. Here is another pouch to like stick my camera in without having to zip and unzip. I did this with my other hip pack while I was walking. I would just like tuck it in between the hip pack and my body because I didn't feel like fitting it in and out of the pouch all the time. So having this built in is incredible. And then there's another hidden zipper right here for more money or whatever. I'm obsessed with this thing. I'm obsessed with this brand. This is what I'm going to be carrying today, just this. I'm in Codman Plaza. I started in Dumbo. I already had to pee as soon as I got here and I had to walk around looking for a bathroom. There are a lot of tourists out. My goal today is to have patience with tourists because I will be walking down genuinely the most touristy avenue in New York. I'll be going down 5th Avenue, Broadway. New York is a really overwhelming place and I think a lot of tourists come here and feel very overwhelmed, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I specifically chose this walk because I think it'd be cool to walk from like the tip of Manhattan up to Central Park. I'd also love to show you some of the amazing sights along the way. I think it'll be fine. I just need to be patient. I'm finally on the Brooklyn Bridge. spaces up here right now. Woo! For a moment there, I was worried that all these tourists came to see the New York Stock Exchange, but they actually came to see the little girl, the statue of the little defiant girl, which is way cooler. To the tip of Manhattan. Walking across the Brooklyn Bridge was actually lovely. That was my first time walking since they separated the bike lane from the pedestrian lane. So now the bike lane is on a completely different level and there's so much more room for people to walk. It was lovely. It was a great experience. Made it back to Broadway, and now I'm going to make my way all the way north to Central Park. Here in between the financial district and Soho. Thank you. I just had another little detour off Broadway because I remembered that one of my favorite restaurants in Manhattan is in Chinatown, a few blocks off, called Chacos. Spicy salmon bowls. So good. I'm taking another detour for Washington Square Park, and I'm feeling the dip in energy, so I'm gonna go buy Stumptown coffee and see what's going on at the park. This park always is just like teeming with interesting people. Just now, as I was approaching Union Square, I was asked for directions by a family who was right in front of me on the Brooklyn Bridge. 4 hours later, the exact same people who I smiled at when I was on the Brooklyn Bridge. It's crazy. We sat and chatted for a little while. They're a really sweet family from Maryland. Flatiron Building is one of the most beautiful buildings in New York City. Are you ready to see it? Sad. It's been like this for years.
Not my vacation. That was the first thing I said. I'm playing so far.
I had Josh and he died.
Officially in the midst of absolute chaos. Rockefeller Center. That I did it, went from the tip to Central Park, and then I want to get the out of here. So this is the Plaza Hotel. And this is one of the billionaire buildings on Billionaire Row. Look at how it's in the clouds. How insane is that? Can you imagine living in the clouds?
That's new.
Look at that. Look how high that is. Insane. I hate this building.